there's a lot of videos out there talking about how cheap Bangkok condos are, how cheap you can get a place in Thailand, how cheap the rent is. But not many videos talk about how do you actually find and get these condos. So I'm going to tell you how I did it, what was the process, what was the timeline, and I'll give you the short answer. Basically, in 2 days, I was able to find, secure, and pay for the condo, and I moved in less than 1 week later. So let's get down to it. How did I find my condo? I found it through Facebook. So on Facebook, log in, go into the search bar and type in Bangkok condos, and you'll find several groups talking about condos. I'm going to show you a listing of my recommendations. These groups have between 30 and 40,000 members each, and there are constantly ads being put up pretty much every couple minutes by people who have condos and agents. So Wednesday, February 15th, sometime in the afternoon, I think it was like 5 p.m. or something like that. And I was looking through the Facebook group, Bangkok apartments for rent, and I saw one place in Udom Suk for 12,500 baht. The pictures looked very good, and then I contacted them on Line. So the Line app is probably the most popular. It is the most popular chat app. And then I arranged for a tour of the place for the next day. So this would be Thursday, February 16th at noon. Now, even before the official tour, what I did is after I got out of the Starbucks at night, I went to the condo. And the reason for this is you always, if you can help it, if you're going to rent a condo, always check out the condo in the neighborhood at night at noontime. I met the owner and I also met the agent and her assistant. Walked around. I mean, it's a one bedroom. The tour inside the condo was very, very fast. Now, the owner was really cool. The owner is a pilot. I'm a pilot. We started talking pilot stuff. The typical thing that two pilots talk about when they first meet each other. You know, what do you fly? What kind of license do you have? Where did you get your training, etc., etc. And seemed like a nice guy. And we talked about previous tenants, and he asked me a couple questions like, you know, do you cook and all that stuff. My tip for you guys, if you are ever asked, do you cook? You do not cook. You buy your food, you eat out, you do not cook if you want to maximize your chances of getting a condo. So the condo was great. The owner seemed to be a good guy, and we shook hands and we agreed right there that I would rent the condo. And what he said is, it'll take me about 1 week to get the condo ready, and also I am leaving town because he flies for airline, so he had a international trip coming out, and we agreed to come back on Wednesday, February 22nd. So Wednesday, February 22nd, we would meet back at the condo. I would pay the rest of the money, and then he would hand over the keys. So the monthly rent is 12,500. We agreed I would just pay him the first month's rent, so 12,500, and then later on, upon the official move-in date, I would pay him 2 months of deposit. And this is a standard thing, 2 months deposit plus first month's rent. The cool thing about having a Thai bank account, he pulled up his QR code. I scanned the QR code with the app, sent him to 12,500. Within 30 seconds, he got it, done. Okay, so 1 week later, Wednesday, February 22nd at 7 p.m. And we agreed on 7 p.m. because he had to get off work and, you know, it's easier for everyone. We met back at the condo right in front, and I paid him the 25,000, and he handed over the keys and the key card, and so we could have moved in earlier. He was actually ready to move in, for me to move in on a Saturday, but it would have been rushed, and I think he would have had to cut his trip short. He would have had to take like a day off from work, and I didn't want to inconvenience him or anything like that. Also, another thing that was cool was, so I was moving in a couple days early, so February 22nd, actually like a week early before March 1st. And I was like, hey, you know, how much money do you want for this extra week of rent because I'm moving in early? And he's like, you seem cool. I'll give you the week for free. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Also, another interesting thing is during the initial tour, I asked him so how were your previous renters? And he was like, he started shaking his head. He was like, basically, they totally destroyed the place. So it was a husband, wife, and two kids. So four people, husband, wife, and two kids inside of a one-bedroom condo. They wrote all over the walls. He had to repaint everything. They destroyed the kitchen. I mean, just totally messed up the place. So what was happening here is he was super happy to be renting to a single person, a single guy who doesn't cook. I don't know what's going on here. This is interesting. 1 second here. We're gonna move the camera. Also, let me know if this location works for these videos. I don't know. Maybe there's too much going on. Maybe the background isn't that good. Or I'm also backlit. It's 6 p.m., so the sun is like right behind me. Let me just give you two miscellaneous tips about condos. So first is ask about the internet provider. So if you're going to get internet inside of the condo, uh, fiber, DSL, whatever, ask about who the providers are, because each condo has a different set of providers. Each condo association makes a deal with True, makes a deal with AIS. So sometimes you might not be able to get one or the other. So figure that one out. Ask the landlord. If the landlord doesn't know, go down to the juristic office, and the juristic office will be able to tell you. So if you didn't know, in Thailand, the juristic office is basically like the HOA, it's a rough equivalent of the HOA, and they will be able to tell you. Second, while you are doing the tour of the condo, open up your phone and look at your phone signal just to see if are you getting 5 bars, are you getting 1 bar. If you're True and you're not getting that good of a signal, ask the landlord, and they may say, oh, here it's AIS, here it's True, here it's whatever, right? So while you're doing the tour, open up your phone and check the signal just to make sure things are good, right? Make sure you're getting a good signal. If you're getting a really good signal, if you're getting a 5G signal, you might not need to get internet for the apartment, because you could hotspot off of your phone. And most of the phone providers allow it. If you have an unlimited plan, it should be no problem, and that will save you an extra cost, an extra bill. Why pay extra money if you don't have to? Also, if your apartment has a balcony, make sure it's one of those like double balconies, or prefer to have the double balcony. That way you can keep the inner window open, and then if you are going to hotspot your phone, you can put the phone on a long cable out on the balcony to get a better signal. Also, make sure if the unit doesn't have a built-in washer and dryer. So if it does have a built-in washer and dryer, that's cool. If it does not have a built-in washer and dryer, then what you need to do is check to see where the nearest cleaners are. So if you're going to put your clothes in a bag and deliver it to someone for them to clean, or there should be downstairs a set of washing machines, or where's the nearest laundromat. And finally, before we close this out, make sure you ask the owner, how does the water work? How are you paying for the water? Usually the water is paid through the condo, but verify. And also the electricity. This is the most important. Is the electricity paid directly to MEA, the Metropolitan Electric Authority, or are you paying the owner? Most of the times you are paying the MEA, so that's completely cool. All right, Humphrey with Router Gods, telling you how to find your Bangkok condo, how much it cost me, and how quickly I was able to secure it. So in short, I found it through Facebook, one of the Facebook groups, and basically less than 1 week I moved in. All right, Humphrey with Router Gods. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe. Take care, stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.